Flowdreaming. It's a show where we talk about the power of your mind to change your world around you, to literally affect the fabric of your reality. We talk about this feeling of hope and joy and relief. And that is what being aware of your flow does. It gives you a feeling of power again in your lives. Breathe. I'm Summer McStravick, and welcome to another episode of Flowdreaming. Welcome, everybody. It's Summer here, and you're listening to a bonus episode of Flowdreaming. This is number 620, the new Me School reveal. I just wanted to take a few minutes very quickly to outline some of the changes that you're going to see in my beautiful Me School program. So for those of you who Flowdream, I don't know if you know it or not. You probably do by now because I talk about it and my students a lot. But I put together a program quite a few years back that helps people really learn how to flow, how to get into their practice, how to become a true manifestor, how to master this art form. And I called it Me School, and I've been teaching it for about, maybe at least 6, maybe 7 years now. Well, I decided for the new decade that I was going to change things up. I have been feeling resistance to doing it because I really love the form it was in, but I have felt a shift out there in the world, and I want to be in flow with it. The shift looks like this. We are so busy and we are so inundated, and a lot of us are a little reluctant to get ourselves wrapped up in long things. So I have made a few tweaks and changes that I think will please you and encourage you to take the step into your development. Here is what the new Me School is going to look like. I decided I did not want to sacrifice any of the amazing teachings. Those are there and they are staying, and you can't make me get rid of them. But I will make allowances for time and money, which are two of the biggest objections that a lot of us are facing when it comes to investing in ourselves and our life. We have all of these responsibilities that we feel, pull us in these other directions. And I know most of you guys are similar to me. We put ourselves dead last. Me School is going to help you with that, but it can't help you with that till you get in it. So I am going to make it a little easier for you. The new Me School is now a 6-month program. So it is half the length of the previous program. And drum roll, it is also half the cost. So this means that for all of you who have reached out over the years and been unable to enter Me School, I am inviting you to take another look at it. It may very well be within your reach and be within your budget. So half the length and half the cost. And this also means that those of you who've traveled through Me School, I have news for you as well. You know that we've always had a continuation program called Personal Mastery. It too is shifting format. The whole thing. I have spent a lot of creative nurturing time. Maybe you heard my podcast a few weeks back. I spent time over the winter really going deep, asking Source, what do I need to do? How does this need to change? Because I'm listening. And what I realized is that Me School, being a 6-month program, will be followed by Me School 2, and then followed by Me School 3, and then followed by Me School 4. So it's evolving into a program that has 4 pieces to it, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, you're welcome to go as far along the journey as you want. You might decide after 6 months, oh my God, I have to complete the complete program. And if that's the case, it's the equivalent essentially as if you would have entered Personal Mastery in my prior version of this. It also means that I am now going to be sort of formalizing things a little bit. I've been treating Me School like a mystery school. Now it's becoming more like a program where you receive a certificate at the end. You'll get a Me School 1 certificate, 2 certificate, 3 certificate, and 4 certificate. And the culmination of this is that you guys have asked me for years and years and years, when can I become a flow dreaming practitioner? Well, I haven't yet put that final piece together, but that's the reason I'm introducing a lot of these certificates so that you can look at them and say, I went through 1, 2, 3, and 4, and now I'm getting my practitioner's certificate. So that is where we're going with things. I'm spilling the beans. It's not completely put together with the practitioner aspect of it yet, but I just feel like every time I go into this, it just feels like a fresh breeze. It feels like, like the next phase, the next evolution, if you will. And the one thing that I always talk about, that I teach about constantly, is you must move with the flow. Do not stay in the same place when things and life are saying it's time to move and grow and up level, and you need to let go into this and do it. So I am, and I'm hoping that the changes that I'm making will thrill you as much as they're sort of thrilling me. I mean, it's making me feel like, I'm back in this game, figuring out how to tweak and adjust it. I've got to be relearning a whole bunch of new ways how to teach this quicker and faster. So I invite you in. And if you're curious, please go to my website, flowdreaming.com. There'll be a little tab, a link somewhere there in navigation that says Me School. At that point, you just set up a time to talk to me, and I am so thrilled to get on the phone with you. And yes, it is really me that you'll talk to, and we'll decide if this is a new course of training that you feel would be beneficial in your life. So before I let you go, I just want to just also put in your ear the kind of things that we talk about and discover. And I mean, literally hundreds of you have already been through Me School, and I know that there are hundreds of you who have wanted to come through this program. The very first thing we do in Me School is you will learn how to manifest, right? How to co-create. And I am delighted to see that manifesting is experiencing a kind of resurgence right now. I've been, part of me as a futurist is to always have my finger to the wind and feel like, this is where things are moving and going. And boy, things have shifted a lot in the last few years. But manifesting itself, the concept, the understanding, the knowledge that you're just, an empress or an emperor holding this wand, this magic wand over your life, is rising again. Like it's happening, and being here on the cusp of this new decade, it's so big, and I just feel like I can't step back. I have to step back in. So you will be learning how to manifest. You will learn how it works, why it works. You may have heard of law of attraction. I don't really speak in those terms much. I speak in terms of flow. Of universal energy. I speak in terms of science and the quantum phenomena that underlies all the work that we do, infused with the spiritual. Going along with this, my book, my original book, Flowdreaming, is reissued. It is being reissued right now on Amazon as we speak. It should be out within the next couple of weeks. This book is the cornerstone that I teach from, that you will be learning from in Me School. Not just reading it and fiddling around and doing it on your own, but I'm really getting this. I'm learning how to do it. The next thing is I will be teaching you how to create flow dreaming as a practice in your life, a daily practice, a beneficial practice. A lot of my students go on retreats for yoga. They go on meditation retreats, silent retreats, and I completely get why. Because when you are immersed in something, it becomes part of your life. You can't just dabble in it and basically get a little tiny effect from it. You guys, if you really want to change your life, co-create, make things, plan things, get skilled up, you have to build a practice around it. It's the difference between going to the gym once or twice in a month versus I'm on a 3-day-a-week schedule until I drop those 10 pounds, right? So Me School is developing a practice for you. And the way we do this is that for 6 months, you're meeting with me in a live setting online in a very small group for live flow dreaming, teaching, training, Q&A. I'm in there. I'm your teacher. We're doing our office hours together every 2 weeks. It is really hard to fall off track if you're showing up like that. It is really hard to get snagged and tossed back into your old way of living, your old life, your old drama, if you're in that kind of supportive and accountable atmosphere. Now, it's pleasurable. You guys know that about flow dreaming. There's a kind of sensuousness in flow dreaming because it is about emotion and about creation and about this living energy, this sultriness, I guess you could call it, of the universe in flow when you're a creator like this. So we get together every 2 weeks and we go into that space. And, I think when I ever poll my students, that's like the number one thing that they say is the biggest benefit for them. The next thing, of course, in Me School is that you come here because you really want to explore your potential. Right? You maybe are good in your life, but you're like, yeah, but I could be better. And I don't want to just keep waiting for it to happen. And I'm tired of eating these little nibbles from all the stuff on the internets that flow toward you. And I know you're listening to seminars and webinars and you're doing challenges and you're drinking in all these YouTube videos and you're taking a smidge here and a smidge there and this and that and a piece and a piece and a piece and a piece. I want you to learn something deep. Right? I want you to learn this is your potential. Let's walk into it in a real structured way where you can see if I do this, I get that. If I do this, I get that. Right? This is what you're here to discover, what you can create. I want you to knock your own socks off. And I see this happening all the time with my students. So you're going to discover what you can actually achieve and become. And I know all the things that have held you back from that until now. There's a ton of fear. There's a ton of wrong timing. I can't yet. I'm too busy. I'm still raising my kids. I'm this, I'm that. I'm locked into this job or this pension or, it's time to break past that and say, God, I've been telling myself that for too long. I actually think now I want to see what happens if I stop telling myself that and I stop all the crazy lack thinking around that. And what I say to myself instead is, actually, what if it all goes incredibly well? What if it is just smooth as butter? What if it has just been waiting for me to step into it, waiting for me to drop my objections? What if I am stunned and I'm laughing and I'm saying, God, why didn't I do this 5 years ago? What the heck? That's what I want to teach you. Speaking of which, you guys know what I'm talking about right here. Lack thinking, right? Me School is huge on getting rid of lack thinking in your life, erasing it, banishing it, taking it from something that is constantly managing and guiding what you're creating and putting it way, 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 way down. Meaning lack thinking, for most of us, dominates our thinking. We're always preparing for what if, and gosh, maybe this bad thing will happen, and I shouldn't say, I can't do. Like we're always monitoring. We're in this straitjacket often of our lack thoughts, the I can'ts, and later ons, and I'm not ready yet, and blah, blah. It's all based in lack. In Me School, I want you to learn what it feels like to live with 50% less lack thinking in your life. And to do that, we've got to see it, right? Because I don't want you manifesting anymore based on this thinking. It's got to go away. When we get rid of lack thinking, you know what happens? You guys talk about patterns and blocks. Like that's one of the biggest things when I'm working with you privately, one-on-one, I'm doing my sessions or you're working with me in private coaching. It's like, show me my block, show me my pattern. I've been looking, I've been searching. I can't see it, but I'm feeling the effects of it because I'm stuck. Well, in Me School, seeing your blocks and patterns becomes natural. You don't have to go looking for them because I'm feeding you, like spoon feeding you, one technique, one thing after another. And I'm saying, if you do this right, your pattern is just going to show up. Like we're looking for it. Like we're gunning for this pattern. Come find it, because along with seeing it comes the way to resolve it. So let's do this. That's why we're here, because right on the other side of this pattern are all the things you're looking for. And you know that. So that's another big thing that we're doing in Me School. And with that comes you really understanding your inner power. And I know when I talk about inner power, it's where I kind of lose people sometimes because they feel like, well, I feel kind of powerful in my life, but you don't even know what inner power means until you start developing it with consciousness. And inner power means being a steward of your life, right? Being a master of your life. It means when something comes at you that you don't like or you don't want, instead of just like kind of duck diving through it like, I'll make it through, I hope, you look at this thing and you say, thank you for showing up. You're gifting something to me. Let's do this. Right? That is a badass. And in Me School, you're going to have opportunities if you want. If you don't, I understand. But if you want, they're there for you to really grow your capacity, your ability, so that when you come out the other side, you do Me School 1, 2, 3, even 4. You say, look, all the things that used to take me down and derail me don't. They just don't anymore. It's like that part of me evolved and changed. And you guys know, for me, a big part of this is making it as painless as possible. I don't believe that you have to grow through pain. I know it can be just as challenging for a lot of us to grow through pleasure, to grow through ease, right? To get ourselves in places where things are going so crazy well. And you know that experience too. Things go so well. And then the fear comes up. Oh my God, it's going to go away and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, nail that. You don't want to feel that. You want to actually learn what it's like to live in a place where you've got this. And flow keeps giving you one thing after another. We all say this mouth talk that we live in a state of abundance. But when it comes to actually being constant in that state of abundance, we're the ones who pull ourselves out over and over with the whole it's too good to be true talk, etc. So this is what I teach you in Me School. Live in this place. Breathe in this place. Become this person. Watch as things change around you. You learn this. And it feels so good. It feels so good. So there's no apprehension. There is no fear in Me School. There is no sense of it's going to be hard or this is deep self-work and I'm going to have to cry and punch pillows and have things blow up dramatically. We are completely opposite that. Things are smooth and they are elegant and they are flowing and they are healing and the patterns are knitting together. Like that for me is how I love to grow, and I teach you guys how to grow the same way. Last thing I want to say about Me School, for those of you who are still curious about the little preview here, is that I also teach you a bit about how to hear your flow, right? Sense more. I would say 90% of my students are very, very empathic. We are people who have oftentimes been damaged because of this. Damaged in our youth. We're highly sensitive. We have things that we need to heal. We have been overgivers. We are the people who are natural chameleons, and we align ourselves to every situation that we come across because we can't help it. And we tend to lose ourselves in other people's lives and situations. In Me School, we turn that around and I say, look, you are a brilliant empath, and you're going to use this now to conquer your life, to be the shining, strongest one in any encounter that you are walking into in your life. Everything you want, let's make it fall at your doorstep. Use your empathic abilities. And so we explore that a bit too. So that's kind of it, you guys. I mean, I could keep going and share, testimonials and things that have happened, but I'm going to leave that to my newsletters. Me School is going to be enrolling starting in February and March. And I'd love for you guys to seriously consider it. Half the time, half the cost. And if you have been enrolled in Me School before and you're like, I didn't do personal mastery, but I really wanted to, please come back. I would love to have you come back in to Me School 3 and Me School 4, because you will be bumped up automatically to that level. So you can tell in my voice, I am tickled with this. I have moved past my own resistance into that point of feeling like, you know what? This is going to be really exciting. And I get this sense of, I remember the very first year when I opened Me School the first time. And when something is new and you're crafting it and putting it together, there is this, I don't know, what's the energy? It's like, ooh, bubbling. It's like that first class, that first group of people who are throwing their hat in with you and saying, show me. And I have to step up and say, the biggest thing I can do right now is listen to you and find out what it is that you guys need to pull from me and pull from Flow. And that's the feeling, like that's the tingle that I have right now. So I'm really curious who's going to be here again, starting in February and March. This is coming right up. Please, please, please go to flowdreaming.com. Click on the navigation that leads you to Me School, set up that conversation with me. And I really appreciate you listening and letting me share this with you. Next episode, I think we're going to be returning to our regular Flow Dreaming shows where I'm talking and teaching, although I do consider today a form of teaching too, because, even if you have zero interest in Me School, you're starting to think like, oh my God, maybe I should do something for myself. Maybe it's time. All those things she just said, damn, I need those things. And I encourage you to go out and get them wherever you feel is most in alignment with you, with whomever that is, or whatever practice that is. If I just roused in you that sense of, you know what, I am underperforming my potential right now, please go out and take your life by the horns? I'm just showing metaphors left and right here, but take your life by the horns and hop on it, right? Life is a finite experience. And now is your moment. Okay, you guys, I love you all. And I'll see you next time for a regular episode of Flow Dreaming. Until then, I love you all. That's a wrap for today. But if you want to keep things going, then download my free Flow Dreaming apps. That's right, there's 2 of them. The first app allows you to listen to this podcast anywhere you want on your mobile device, as well as search and favorite episodes. The other app hooks you up with my manifesting store, which includes an oracle to help you see what direction you most are in need of right now and advice. You can also sample all kinds of flow dreams and put together a library of your own. So to find these apps, just search Flow Dreaming in iTunes or on your Google App Store.